Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Successful Woman Show. My name is Galit Ventura Rosen. I am co-founder of Everyday Woman Publishing and a commercial real estate broker. My favorite thing in the world to do is interview women all over the world that are killing it. Today is no exception. I'm excited to welcome Juliette Berkabile. Hi, Juliette.
Hello. Thank you for having me on.
I am excited to interview you. I know we've known each other for a while through social media and Classic Universe. Also, I love that you are a Nevada girl just like me, even though
Yes,
you were
fourth
born and
generation. Those are hard to
raised.
come by.
Yeah, born and raised. I definitely love our city so much. So she's only about 15 minutes away from me. I'm going to share a little bit about Juliette, then we're going to jump straight into her topic of the day, which I'm so excited to talk about. And it's the power of one. So Juliette is a fourth generation Nevadan, community advocate, and the reigning Mrs. Classic Universe. She was raised in the heart of Las Vegas within her mother's costume store, developed a deep appreciation for tradition, roots, and grit, values that continue to shape her purpose-driven work today. She is founder of the Glitter Collective, which I'm excited to learn more about. I can't wait to hear about that. And the host and founder of Lipstick and Legacy, her podcast, where her story and your story matter, as well as your journey, because it has purpose. Together, she lifts and inspires communities one story at a time. So I'm excited to have you, and I'm excited to learn about the power of one. We've connected in the past, and I know a little bit about your story, but I'm excited for our audience to learn about you. So take it away, power of one.
Thank you. So the power of one is a reflection of my life experiences. And I truly believe that it's through small and simple acts of service and kindness that make the biggest difference. So I was married with a child at the age of 17. And by the time I was 30, I was graduating from college, and I had 6 children. And my life completely got turned upside down. While I did have a bachelor's degree and could go teach in education, I became a single mother. I lost my home. I lost all of my support. And I had to really figure out how to survive under those circumstances. And I realized in those moments, being homeless, having 6 children, living on food stamps and handouts for that time, it was never big miracles or big giant things that changed my life. It was always those small and simple acts of kindness. It was a ride for my child. It was a warm meal provided for me. I remember one day I was actually a personal trainer. And so I would get up at 2 a.m, go and train people, get my kids off to school, go and personal train people, pick kids up from school, go personal train people. And it was just a grind. It was just exhausting. And one day I remember coming home and some women from my church had come over and cleaned my kitchen. And I just remembered the feeling that angels had been in my home, that somebody cared about me. It didn't change my circumstance, but it changed my moment. And so now that I have recovered, I have a home, I am remarried, we have a blended family of 10 children, and I have 8 grandchildren, and a couple on the way, that I can now do that for others. I can provide small and simple acts of kindness and service to change women's lives.
I love that. So let's talk about some actionable steps or ways, because a lot of times what I have found, and I grew up in a home where even when we didn't have, we gave in our time, in our energy, in our ideas. And then of course, when we could and can, we give also financially. But I always learned that no matter what you come from, no matter what you have, you can always give. So for those listening sometimes and watching, sometimes giving and the power of one becomes a little bit overwhelming. And I'll share a quick short story. I do these events for the Shade Tree Women's Shelter multiple times a year. And I always collect donated items because the kids get to shop for their mothers for Mother's Day and for the holidays. And this one woman said, all I have is one bag of donated items that I would like to give you. And she said, all I have. And I said to her, are you kidding me? This bag alone, right? This little grocery shop size bag alone is going to give 25 different kids a chance to shop for their mom.
Mhm.
So share with those listening and watching that are like, I have nothing to give, or I don't have enough for myself. What can we be doing that's really symbolizes the things that you learned and the things that you do?
For me, I always say start where you are. So if you are, maybe you have a job, maybe you're working more than one job, find a coworker who is kind to you, who maybe needs to be uplifted. It doesn't have to be monetary. It can be a text. It can be a word of encouragement. It's incredible how far a word of encouragement can go. Women aren't encouraged often. And so I think that's a really good one. If you are in your home, you are serving your family, go next door, take a plate of cookies, write a text. One thing I've been doing is writing cards. A friend of mine I actually met at Classic Universe. Her name is Trisha, and she has a thing that she does, and I love it. It's called Cards of Kindness.
Okay.
And I handwrite cards with her and I mail them. And I promise it has the most profound effect, not only on the people I send them to, but myself. It changes me. I think about the person. I care about that person. And by handwriting a note and sending it, it really tells them she took the time. She must care. So there are so many things you do. It doesn't have to cost any money. The other thing that I really recommend doing is finding a community, whatever that looks like, a women's group, a book club, a church. They provide ways to serve all the time. If you are feeling depressed, if you are feeling sad, lonely, if you serve somebody, I promise you will get out of your head, you will get out of your own way, and you will feel great.
Yes. And I want to go back to the handwriting and the cards. That is something that I call it the olden days for fun, right? Yeah. We did that every time we met somebody at a networking event, or every time, right, for birthdays. We didn't have email and options like texting to tell people we cared about them. We hand wrote letters to people. Gosh, how many letters I wrote when I was younger to my pen pals. And what people don't realize is that today it even has more impact, because then that's all we could do. Today, people just don't do it. Mm-hmm. And there's when I get a card in the mail, a birthday card in the mail, I immediately call that person or text them and thank them, because I know now it takes that extra effort, because it's so much easier not to do those personal things today, right?
Yes.
What are some of the things that you've done? And I'm sure, without even asking, because we don't even prep for these interviews, for strangers, because mm-hmm. I love, one of my favorite things is doing those acts of kindness for strangers, yes, that you could share, that people could do to light up maybe somebody's life that they don't really know.
Yes. So I have started the Glitter Collective. I'm sure we're going to get to that, but I realized there were women in our community that they're not homeless. They're not that phase. They're barely hanging on. Maybe they're a single mom working a job. And I started collecting items and putting them in bags. And they're not like blankets and cute cups and eye masks, things like self-care items that you might not buy yourself. And I put them in a bag and I write them a really nice card. I don't know them. I say, you are loved, you are seen, what you're doing is important, keep going. Just a word of encouragement. And I go to parking lots and I hand these bags out to women I see coming out of the grocery store on Saturday mornings. And it's funny because some people are very resistant. They're like, I don't want what you have. And I'm like, I'm 5'2" in a glitter jacket. Like, what am I going to do, to you? But then there's some who you hand the bag to and they just break down. This is so nice. This is the nicest thing I've ever received. Just as a matter of fact, yesterday I was at the dry cleaners and the girl that waits on me is so nice. My father was a dry cleaner, so I know what that looks like, working behind the counter to dry cleaners. And she always has her little toddler with her working. And I brought her a Glitter Collective bag, and it just brightened her day. It's something that I can do. I can't change the world, but I can change someone's day. And
actually, my mother, you are changing the world, Juliette. I'm tell you are one person at a time.
My mom always said she owned a costume store here in Las Vegas, and she couldn't sew at all. And she said, if you add a little glitter to it, it always looks better. And that's why I call it the Glitter Collective.
So I want to say that I'm going to say to you, you are changing the world, because imagine if 100 women did what you do, or 1,000 women, or 10,000. I think you need to start a glitter collective all over the United States.
I'm working on
And you
it.
should have women, oh my God, that work, like you guys have this little group, and okay, how many did you give out this week? And how many donations did you get? I love that. And I'm going to share with you, with social media today, a lot of people share the things that they do for others on social media. And so I'm able to partake and see what they're doing, right? Which I love. And the amount of people's lives that are impacted with just handing them something is crazy. We don't now, yes, there are those people that are like, who are you and what do you want from me? Because we live in a society where immediately when you're trying to give something to someone, they think you want something from them, right, Juliette? How many people, and it's happened to me. I mean, it's happened to me many times where someone walks up, I'm on a vacation, and they hand me something, and the second I take it, they're asking me for money, or they're not just giving me something.
It's
so
rare.
We do live in a very resistant world where, why are you giving this to me? And what do you want from me? And yes, I love that you still give it to them. And I'm sure you get lots of hugs from strangers.
Yes, I do.
I know there's so many women out there that are not being appreciated, or not being taken care of, or not being shown that they are loved, that I know for a fact that you're giving those out, and it's absolutely making a difference in their lives.
One thing that I did that was really fun, I actually put out on social media that I was looking for nominations.
Okay.
And it was interesting. I received several nominations, and I got people's addresses, and they said why they were nominated. And it was so fun to go to a door of somebody and say, hey, this woman or this person nominated you. They think you're incredible. They love the work you're doing. Thank you for being you. And they all just seem like so taken, but like, why me? What did I? And it's a really beautiful experience.
I love that. And I know that I mentioned I want us to meet for coffee because I'm in Vegas too. I would love for us to meet and find out how Everyday Woman and Outreach can work with Glitter Collective. We have women from all over the world as part of our group, over 38,000 in our Facebook group. And I know there are so many women that I'm connected with that are service-based. It would be so much fun for us to expand this. It's so easy. I think that I want to talk about next. For our last few minutes, I want to talk about how easy it is to give. Can we talk about that for a minute, please?
That would be great.
Tell people.
So I asked for my birthday party this year. I turned 50, and I asked for no gifts, but if they could bring something, to bring a donation for the Glitter Collective.
Yes.
And it was really funny, some of the stuff that showed up. It was like candy from Christmas, and it was nail polish that it was gently used. And you know what? I put it in the bag because this came with the heart of another woman, whether it's something that was a few cents, something they just had kicking. There was home decor, there was pens, just different things. And it was just, it's so easy when people ask. And I truly believe that old women need young women, and young women need old women. We all need each other. Women need each other. So these gifts aren't just coming from me. They're coming from a community of women, piece by piece, supporting women. And there's power in that. It's very easy to find something in your house that you can give.
Yes. And I also believe it's not that you're going around and giving these bags to people that are requesting them or needing them. You're just showing love and happiness for any kind of woman. It doesn't matter age or or status or income. Everybody loves getting something. Who doesn't love to get flowers or a gift to the house? Or, you know, we say we don't need things and we're like, no, we're fine. We don't need it, but it's nice. And I think it's even more special when it comes from a stranger.
It truly is. It changes people, changes you.
I love that. Well, before we wrap up, where can people learn more about your podcast, please? I'd love for you to talk for a minute or two about your podcast, where they can listen, how they can learn about it, and then how they can learn more about the Glitter Collective.
Awesome. So Lipstick and Legacy started out as a platform for Classic Universe. At 50, I did not want to start doing social media. It was very daunting. And I was like, okay, like I always say, start where you are. So I started just interviewing women in my neighborhood and in my church that serve. And once I started doing this and posting them, I realized these women had incredible stories, and there were so many people doing incredible things. I think that we tend to look at all the bad in the world. And I thought, I really need to shine a light on all the good in the world, because that what we shine the light on is what we see. And that inspired me to start Lipstick and Legacy. And I interview people in our community. It's expanded not just to women, but to men as well, that are doing incredible things to build community, to shine light on other people, and who give. And I have had some incredible, incredible interviews. I'm on Spotify, and I am on YouTube under Lipstick and Legacy. And Glitter Collective, I just have a page right now. I'm working on building that. It does take time to do these things. And so that's on Facebook and Instagram, the Glitter Collective. And you can reach out. If you have a nomination, I can definitely send something to someone.
I love it. And it sounds like they probably can find you also on social media if they want to learn more, or maybe they want to be part of the expansion of Glitter Collective. And it's a beautiful thing that you're doing. I'm so glad that we had you here today to talk about the power of one. That's such a powerful statement, the power of one. And I believe that the power of one is exactly what we need in this world. Because if one person at a time did something kind and was kind, gosh, what a beautiful, it's already a beautiful world, Julia. You know me enough to know I think I live in such a beautiful world, but it could be even more of a beautiful world.
Yeah. If everyone did one thing every day,
every day,
the world, truly.
So ladies, I have a challenge for you. When you're watching and listening to this podcast or show, I want you to do one thing nice for somebody today. And imagine if you woke up every morning and chose, yes, it's a choice, to do something nice for somebody else. It would be so much more of a beautiful world to live in. And just be kind. It's free and it's easy. Juliette, thank you so much for being with me. It's such a pleasure getting to know you better. And I'm looking forward to our coffee date and learning more about all the beautiful things that you're doing. And I'm thankful that we got connected. And I'm glad that I had you on the show. I appreciate you being here today.
Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it.
Everybody, thank you for watching and listening to another episode of the Successful Woman Show. My name is Galit Ventura Rosen, and you have a beautiful day. Bye now.